Hello, greetings, my friends. I thought I'd come and wish you a really good day. Continue to discuss spiritual ideas. Although the center of wisdom and philosophy resides within silence, I recommend that you read, reread, or reread the Tao Te Ching. It is the great master Lao Tzu give really much understanding as far as the power within the stillness. And so and those are quite also interesting to understand the psychological habits of China. When you look at Confucianism, everything is based upon that. All the strategies based on the Sun Tzu, the art of war. But Lao Tzu shows us how to move back into the wisdom of things. So it will be it will, I'm sure it will come up. For Lao Tzu says that we have to meet that which is meet the good with kindness and meet the evil with justice. First you look at the fact, and then compassion applies. Well, I'm going to pull a few cards. We'll see what. And I just thought I come to discuss also the end of this matrix, is the shadow matrix, the serpent matrix. Not really 3D. It's a grandiose illusion that was created by regressive forces in the universe a long time ago. And for the end of the galactic wars, the Earth fall on the wrong side of the border, so to speak, and so. Now we're like planning this plan of freedom and liberation for this planet. And so the problem is the problem is that the humans have given power to regressive beings rather than progressive beings. Once we remove all the hypnotic media propaganda and all the conditioning that's been played out, you will see that humanity takes naturally the progressive step towards something that is better for all. For this serpent matrix is not inspired by anything spiritual or divine. For otherwise it would feel good, but it does not feel good in the matrix. In the realm where God is present, there is love, there is freedom, there is everybody lives in joy and abundance, in sharing, in creativity. When here we have to fight to survive and to pay just to live, to satisfy the controllers of the matrix, the serpent. So it's very much to see through the bag of tricks and not to allow ourselves to be fooled by that. For all that is being exposed, for those dark forces needs to be in the dark in order to pull the strings. But now the light is everywhere, so there'll be running, but eventually there'll be nowhere to run. Then the sub-controller will be exposed, or the powers that be that are known by the collective, and then we'll know the inner layers, and then that will be cleansed as well. For they're gonna be exiled into a world where they're gonna have to evolve together in a far distant galaxy. So there's nothing to worry about all the dark humans. We want to continue for it's normal to be very exhausted. I wanted to say that it's very normal to be exhausted, to live in this matrix. It's so unnatural that it does not feel good. And there is always those two parts. There is two parts of ourselves that are lower part of ourselves that are continuously fighting each other. So we have to find peace in resolution in our higher self, the other higher part of ourself within the divine. Continue to cultivate the egregores of peace and love and joy and inclusion to counteract all the negative egregores that have been created through history. Here, slowly but surely, all of that is being deactivated. There is an individualized consciousness that is rising, although it is a collective happening. It is all very tailor-made to each person. For the trap of the souls with the reincarnation process is like a loop, it's like they were trapping souls into reincarnation, and then they discovered technology where they could actually trap the soul right after death, and so capture it. All of that has been put an end to that, so the souls will be free. For the truth will be shocking to most people when it's going to be revealed. It's like the mass of people. So it's like have compassion for yourself and hold your frequency, because it's like the alarm clock has been buzzing for decades and decades, and they didn't want to wake up, and then now they have to wake up, and they have to wake up now, and it's like they're faced with the situation. They don't have time to get ready, to get breakfast. For us, the awakened community, we've prepared ourselves, so we're gonna have to be the stabilizing element within the transformation process, the times that are coming. For it is we cannot force moral or ethics in the life of people. It's a slow, progressive education process. For spiritual ascension, it's based on ethics and moral. Like for people, sometimes I hate moral when people look at them, but when they're alone, they believe nobody looks, so they're not as ethics. So it's about always being continue to correct, to refine, always. For there is a great deal of unpredictability in the reaction of the mass of humanity, so that's why it's going really slow. There's this big mask, the collective consciousness is like a big mask, and so they were trying to get us to the next level of tyranny with like vaccination, robotization, transhumanism, and destroy all they cannot control. But all of that is we're protected by heaven, and there is a higher plan at work. So trust that, know that, and that will provide a shelter from the from the storm. And I recommended not to eat calamars, or like any kind of any such beans, because of for other reasons. For other reason, but it's all connected. The principle is connected to the black goo. The black goo is an etheric substance that they've been putting on here. It's like this black magic and all kinds of things that have been deactivated. Now we're going to find a great sense of freedom when all will be deactivated. You're going to see, you're going to feel it. It's going to be extraordinary. It's because there've been some programs that's been restricting the fields, and so. This black goo is, imagine, it's like your soul is like a bird in oil spill. When the bird is covered with oil, it cannot really fly. It used to fly; it was very easy to fly, but now it's like trapped within that. So we want to free ourselves. We want to clean up our energetic field, our physical body, keep our thoughts in the light, and utilize the emotional body to ascend. So it is all a part of a process that is going on. Huh? Did I pull some cards? I'm sorry, I'm only 80%. I'm not really 100% present. For it's like we need to be at least 51% present in order to have more positive than negative energy that circulates within our consciousness. But 80% is already really good, because with 80% presence, when you're aware of your awareness for 80% of the time, that means that you're going to be present in the important time. Eventually we'll move into 100% presence, and then we'll never leave the presence. Of course, the highest wisdom is the blessing. It is something so wonderful that is coming from heaven that is completely unexpected. We call a miracle. What we need to understand is the tribe. There's going to be a reconnection to people where we're going to be able to co-create and feel good naturally, soul connections, same desires, same goals. What we need to do is co-creation with this tribe. We're going to meet together and we're going to co-create. It's going to be a lot faster because we're going to utilize the collective energies and collective resources. And the outcome is the house cleaning. There is a big house cleaning that is going on within our own personal self as well as within the collective. For the truth in time and space is only relative, or what can be perceived. So it's like you want to keep the direction of the consciousness and guide the people towards a transformation in their behavior, more responsibility, more awareness. But eventually the gods of the universe will put an end to this free will experiment. 90% of the 99% of the collective of our universe do not live within free will. They live within the eternal love of God, eternal light of God. And so the free will was like a curse in some sense. But we had to know the value judgment between what is good and what is not through the experience of pain. But they're going to put an end to that. It's like it's an illusion that was created for the expansions of the universe. A new level of ministry is going to come. It's going to be the return of they're trying to create an atheist civilization, but it's not going to work because the power of spirit is too strong within humanity to be submerged. For the dark powers have been removed from Saturn and the moon, and so now it's like we're free from that. There is still some cosmic debris that are here, memories, attachment to suffering and pain, but all point to the within the quantum consciousness. We got to be we're going to be able to realize amazing things. Like you can realize that all things are equally distant from the infinity. Infinity is within all things. Therefore, all things is equally distant from infinity. No matter how far you go away from infinity, it will take the same point of connection remains no matter what the distance, absolute distance, but all things can be retraced from infinity, you here and now, in the alignment of the one. So but those things there will be scientific application to those things when we get our mind around it. But it's important also for those who believe in extraterrestrials, who want to connect to extraterrestrials, to make the connection inside. It's a lot safer because inside you have your guardian angels, and guardian angels protect you outside as well. But you have your all kinds of inner positive force of wisdom, if you develop this inner connection to wisdom inside of you, that protects you from all kinds of negative experience. But if it's only a vessel that comes down from the sky, you don't know who's inside this vessel. So it's like it could be very seductive. Demons are very seductive. They're very intelligent. So be careful. But I don't want to create any kind of fear for address all things within the one love of God, but be aware of through your feeling state will let you know if it's positive or negative. So make this connection inside of you to extraterrestrial consciousness, galactic consciousness. For the serpents wants to eliminate any free thinker and turn the rest into slave, but that will not work. It's an outdated. It's because we know we see that now, and so since there is only consciousness to determine what reality is as long as people realize, as we realize of something, we disconnect to a belief that was completely an illusion and therefore lose all its power over us. For the creation of sides was allowed to create this expansion and this power, this two power. But become aware of your awareness and keep the balance between your own energies. It's really what is being asked, to remind yourself this memory of the one, the great I am. That is where the great source before, through your intention to connect, to become one with that one source, and that is really where it all. Where we will all lead. And so the light is screening and testing all of humanity, and the dark ones are going to be eliminated, and then we're going to see who goes into 3D, 3D and 4D, but it will be a 3D that will be much more pleasant, but we want or higher. So it's all the universe already knows, but the soul is testing. So there is a lot of test and try that we're experiencing right now. Because it's like we do not want to be in the shoes of the dark groups at the end of time. They have to face karma. They had a lot of advantages and power and privilege, but now they have to face their karma, because with the more power you have, the more responsibility you have. That is why it is recommended to first cultivate love and wisdom, then power unfold from there. But do not second guess yourself. It is better to make a mistake and say, I'm sorry. Well, not when it comes to anything that could be hurtful to anybody else, but then to wait for permission. And so for the awareness of the mask will continue to shift and transform. We're going to assist in this transformation of this great collective mask of consciousness until we return to the point of soul and connection. For there is a natural gravitation towards what is positive within humanity. It's just their consciousness is parasited by regressive beings that are playing their games in order to continue their power control. And so, but all of that is becoming obvious. And whenever there is anger and there is like some things that are completely blown out of proportion, just see that it's just a demon within someone that's been activated and is like all agitated. For this, like, return to the peace and the silence as often as needed. I'm going to pull a few cards. And the highest wisdom is rejoicing. What we need to understand is hesitation. It's not to hesitate. Who hesitate too long is lost, but lose the opportunity. But you still have time to mature your decisions. What we need to do is abundance. Connect to abundance, and the outcome will be indulgence. Once we receive the abundance, we're going to be a bit indulgent, to be honest. We're going to step out a little bit of because we're going to, but it's okay as long as you keep the direction of your you keep more than more than half of yourself within the and even when you do something good for yourself, even if it's indulgent, it just slows down the past. It does not prevent anything, it does not create anything negative when it starts from but it's also to be light within our judgment on ourselves and others. First, we want to see the facts. Then we'll see what compassion needs to be exerted in relationship to justice, because justice will need to be served. The truth is really the central core of justice. Is what the truth is, and the truth will be shown. The truth will be exposed. We already see it for decades. We've been seeing that, and even George Orwell was like kind of revealing all that with the Animal Farm and. All those games and Machiavel. And for the highest wisdom is to be the monk or the nun. It means to be well connected within yourself and to be detached from anything else, basically, to connect to your source only. And then from there, you are able to be free to do anything you want. What we need to understand is community life. We live on a community. This planet is our community, the human community. And so for now, there's a lot of... there's so little difference. It's all about dogmas and beliefs. It has nothing to do with the reality of who we are, for we are one family under God, and that's what was going to be leading to this golden age in the next generations. For now, we're here to set the ground of the trees of wisdom, so they will be able to grow throughout the generations that will come after. And to remain serene, because it's really hard, this path of the earth. The earth is really difficult, this matrix. Maybe not as difficult as the Orion matrix, but the earth matrix is really hard. From an eternal point of view, the soul is just experience. But for us, we're here, it's like long and hard. And it's like, what we need to do is karmic relationship to balance out the energies of karmas, and conditional love will definitely assist us in the violet fire, and we have those cords to make the cords not tense with the relationship. Just relax the cords in relationship to memory and relationships, and the outcome is Atlantid in French. So it's Atlantid was a huge continent that was like. The beginning, there was not all that, the ocean wasn't that big on the planet, but there was many continents that sunk beneath, and so this knowledge of Atlantis will come back. There's a great arc that's been activated within the Pacific, within the Atlantic Ocean. There's many arcs that I haven't talked about that in the French video, but I thought I'd bring it up. Is that there was a fleet, this on Intel. There was a fleet that entered Ganymede recently, and then when this star fleet came in, all kinds of arcs throughout the solar system became activated. They're like great and extraordinary vessels, technologies, starships that have been activated. There's one on the moon, there is one, and there are many, some government already own some of that, some possess some of that, they don't own it, but they grab a hold of it, and they're all being activated, and the activation they're very thousands of years ahead of humanity, and the activation when you enter those arcs will be different depending on the level of consciousness of the beings that enter the arcs. But they try to suppress this information, because this arc, there was one in Ukraine also that needed to be handled, they're trying to suppress this information because they really don't want to. But they want. I wonder how long they're going to be able to suppress it, because it's going to become. There is all kinds of sacred sites that are being reactivated, ancient extraterrestrial technologies, positive this time. For there is still some cleaning up of negative parasites, but there's all kinds of light activations that are happening. Trust that the whole process is within the hand of consciousness, known as the spiritual hierarchy, and they know what they're doing, but they work through very much more progressively than for us. We are like right on in the needing to see the effect. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. And we'll finish with a song that addresses the fact that everybody, when we live on the earth, we all have to pass through times and places where we feel deep pain and sorrow. And it's time to hold on, to transmute the energy. So it's about this, to understand that everybody goes through that. Here it is, because the matrix is so unnatural that we all suffer. If it was natural, when we live in a world that's governed by the law, by the law of love, the law of one. The beings are living that energy, and they don't go out of it. There's no brutality, violence, corruption. That is completely unnecessary. Greed, all of that. So this song, I wasn't really too inspired to sing, so I just, but I thought I sing this one anyway. It goes like this. When the day is long and the night is yours alone. When you sure you had enough of this life, hang on. Don't let yourself go, 'cause everybody cries, everybody hurts sometimes. Sometimes everything is wrong. Now it's time to sing along. When your day is night alone, hold on. If you feel like letting go, hold on. If you think you had too much of this life, well, hang on. 'Cause everybody hurts. Take comfort in your friends. Everybody hurts. Don't throw your hand. Oh no, don't throw your hands. If you feel like you're alone. No, 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 you're not alone. If you're on your own in this life, the days and nights are long. When you think you had too much of this life to hang on, well, everybody hurts sometimes. Sometimes everybody cries, and everybody hurts sometimes. So hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Well, I'm going to finish with a card. It's very much a time of victory, a time of rest and relaxation in preparation for that which is to come, which is a great blessing from heaven. And so just be in the gratitude and connect to the love of God already as much as possible. This is just a perspective that but I think no matter who we are, those things work for everyone, and no matter what our culture, our religion, our race, our gender, those principles, wisdom works for everyone. After that, there is strategies in the implementation of certain things in the physical world. But and the card of the day is the Four of Raphael. It's accept the cup that is given. Accept the cup that is given. It's like if the universe gives you a cup and you say, well, I'm not really sure if I want that cup. It says, look into other possibilities. Look into the magical side of life. Becoming aware of your emotion. So it's very much becoming aware of your own awareness, to become aware of our consciousness, to be conscious of our consciousness, and so to conscious of our ignorance as well, so we can continue to grow and learn. For it is within the, so Lao Tzu say in the Tao Te Ching, weakness will always win over strength. Softness will always win over what is hard. It is just demonstrated within nature. So take care of your well-being. Focus on joy, happiness, and be ready to enter into this into the next level. So it's like that's what we do here. It's like we ascend and we descend and we ascend. I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you so very much. Namaste.